I can give them all of the templates, all of the scripts, all of the advice, all of the strategy, all of the behavioral stuff, connect it all back to the universe. But if they don't just get in the fucking car and drive it, how do you manage clients who are paying high ticket but still resist doing the work? Let's talk about it. So, there's actually a bit of an analogy that I use with all of my clients to kind of kick them in a butt a little bit to make sure that they are showing up for themselves. Because, in all honesty, the reality is there is only so much that you can actually do to help and support your clients. And at some point in time, they actually have to show up and do the work, right? So, this is the analogy that I use. I can give you the car, I can fill it with petrol, I can put in the keys, but I can't drive it for you. So, how does that show up in my business? Look, we help support people with everything that they could possibly need. We give them the information, the lessons, the individualized support for themselves and their business. We don't do cookie cutters. I show up 110% on anyone's 50% on any given day. But as I said, I can't drive the car for them. And so, look, I am all for, checking in with your clients, seeing where they're at, see if there's something that's coming up for them. Because at the end of the day, look, we are dealing, like if you're a coach or a consultant, we're dealing with people in change processes. And change isn't always easy. So again, if you know that you're a human of integrity, that you're showing up for your clients, that you're gifting them all of the resources they could potentially need to be able to succeed, and yet they're still not taking that additional percentage of action themselves, unfortunately, that's on them. You can't be annoyed at the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. The funny thing about that saying as well, though, is you kind of can. You can be annoyed at the results you didn't get for the work you didn't do, but at the end of the day, you've kind of got to call bullshit on yourself, or rather, your client has to call bullshit on themselves, knowing that they didn't do the work, so of course they were never going to get the result. One more thing, just to tie it back to the question that you actually asked. It's not really a price point question anyway, that they're paying you high ticket is actually a little bit irrelevant, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, it comes down to commitment. And so if they're not committed and they're not showing up and they're not doing the work, again, that's on them a little bit. And so regardless of the price point, they need to be resilient. They need to be resourceful. They need to show up in honor of whatever it is that you're helping support them with, whether that's health, relationship, business, money, spirituality, whatever type of coaching or consulting you're into. And sometimes, in fact, people actually need to pay a particular amount so that they have balls in the game. It's got to sting a little bit to help motivate them to actually do the work, especially if there's somebody who's maybe struggling a little bit with commitment.